Yeah, I think a few reasons. Obviously, when I left, 5 years ago, UT Tyler was a different university, and certainly for us, for our family, Tyler is home for us. We lived here for 13 years. All three of our kids were born here. So it wasn't a situation where I was unhappy here when I left. It was more that we were looking for another, maybe a higher level, and then obviously after I left, UT Tyler goes D2, and things, the university changes quite a bit. And, so for me, it was an opportunity to come back to a place that we really love to live, and a university we love to be a part of. On top of that, I missed coaching on the men's side as well. So it's nice now to, have both teams again. And even though it's a little bit more work for me, I enjoy, having both teams, and I felt like that's been missing. And so it's an exciting time for me and for our family to be back in East Texas, and we're looking forward to building the programs and getting back into the community.
Coach, there's been a lot of people that have had a big hand in making UT Tyler what it is, or UT Tyler tennis what it is today, and undoubtedly you are one of those people. Now that you're back and you're taking kind of a survey of the program, how would you assess the program and the success that we have had in the first couple of years at the Division II level, and what do you see for the future of the program as well?
Yeah, so I mean, certainly, I think the future. I don't know that there's too many limits to what we can accomplish. I mean, we have fantastic facilities here. The campus is just beautiful, and obviously continuing to grow and grow. As far as the program specifically, obviously the men's team's done extremely well, having won a couple of conference championships the last couple of years, making it to the NCAA's in the round of 16. Obviously, a big accomplishment. We feel like we have pieces in place there. We'd like to add a couple of additions and shore up some things, but we feel like the pieces are in place for them to be very successful right away. On the women's side, we have a lot of older players. We have a lot of seniors actually returning. And we have, I think in the past, they've had some injury issues that really have maybe held the team back to what they can truly accomplish. So a lot of talent on the women's side, a lot of depth. And we were able to add a great freshman. They did a really good job recruiting Allison Schwartz, who's done great for us, and I think she'll be a great player for us. And so I think the future is very bright. Like I said, we're going to hopefully put our own stamp on building the program, and certainly with seniors on both sides, we'll be spending a lot of time recruiting for next season. But we feel pretty good about where they are and what we can accomplish in the future.
Coach, speaking specifically for this season, the 2022-2023 season, you're off through your first two events, and now you're preparing both teams for the ITAs, if you will. So kind of talk a little bit about what you saw in the first two events and where you would say the team is at right now.
Yeah, I think for us, for Coach Spencer and I, it was just really getting to watch them play quite a bit, especially for me on the men's side. I mean, certainly, I was really familiar with the women's team, having competed against them for the last several years, but getting to really spend some time on the men's side, watching them compete and watching them play, and I've been very pleased with how we've performed. We haven't won everything, certainly, but we've also played some really, really stiff competition in the two events that we've had. Obviously with TJC and Incarnate Word and Trinity and Cameron and Southern Arkansas and all these really, really strong teams. So the competition has been very high, and we've competed extremely hard. But more importantly, I've been excited to see how they've adjusted to practice. Certainly a new coach comes in, practice style is going to be a little bit different. I think our structure and our emphasis is maybe on a few different things than maybe what they're used to in the past, but they've really adapted and done a really good job of buying into what we're doing so far. And hopefully once we get through these ITA events, we'll have some really good results, and some of those things will pay off for some of the players looking to go to the ITA Cup and do those things.
Coach, you have one return or one newcomer combined on both programs. What does that say? What are you looking to get out of those seniors? Jonas Dixon, Gonzalo Fernandez Gill, Joaquin Bianchi. Then on the women's side, Ghani Rashiva, Chloe Dix. What are you seeing from those seniors so far? What do you need to see out of them going into the rest of the fall season and into the spring season?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and it's a little bit different for each team. I think on the women's side, it's going to be, can we stay healthy? I think that's the number one thing. Are we putting the players in a position to stay and play injury free? Everybody's going to get a little banged up throughout the year, so I think that's an important feature, especially for them. Certainly on the men's side as well, but I think for us on the men's side, these guys, they work extremely hard at practice. It's probably not overdoing it, maybe in some respect, because I think they just want to play all the time. And so, it's a balance to try and make sure that we're, eating properly, make sure we're in the weight room as much as we can be, make sure we're recovering properly. So the more I can get leadership from that aspect, not just on the tennis court, but, doing all the little things correctly when it comes to, getting proper sleep, nutrition, being in the weight room, being in the training room when you need to be, I think that's going to be the difference, hopefully, for this season.
Coach, appreciate your time. Welcome back. Looking forward to you continuing to build on the strong tradition that is UT Tyler tennis.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.